Hello again, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani recapping UFC 249. And now we're being joined by another big winner from Saturday night's card in Jacksonville. She defeated Michelle Waterson via split decision on Saturday during the ESPN prelims. She is, of course, Cookie Monster herself, Carla Esparza. Carla, how are you?
Hey, doing great.
Congratulations on the win. A big victory for you. I have a lot to talk to you about. But first off, I saw the picture that you posted not that long ago. It looked like your leg was a little bruised. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't even really think it was so bad. I didn't feel it during the fight, all the adrenaline going, but after I looked down, it was just all black and blue this morning. So yeah, it doesn't hurt too bad. It's just really bad discoloration.
Overall, the experience before we get to the actual fight itself, but even leading up to like going to the arena in Jacksonville, I know it was a very different fight week. Overall, the experience, how was it for you?
It was crazy. It's definitely something a little like tough, but kind of way different too. I mean, you had masks, you had, just staying away from everybody. Like it was something definitely like very weird. And I don't think it's kind of hard to mentally prepare for something like that.
Did you ever feel uncomfortable?
I never felt uncomfortable. Like I felt uncomfortable because there was so many like procedures and things that we had to do, but that almost made you feel more comfortable that they were taking all these extra precautious steps.
Right. Getting that swab up the nose. I saw your video. You were one of the first people to post it. What was that like?
Oh my gosh, that was so uncomfortable. I felt like they were swabbing my brain. It felt like you had a gag reflex in your nose and it's like a super hard like tickle or something. It was weird.
And then you had to do it after the weigh-ins as well, which was somewhat unexpected.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be standard now or if it was just because the company wasn't able to, like to get back the results as fast as they wanted, but we were definitely like not happy about that when they were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, come on, come to face offs. Hey guys." And it's just like, have you taken the test yet?" Like, "Yeah, we did the thing. Let's turn to your right, another swab." And everyone's just like, like super uncomfortable with it.
When you found out about Jacare, did you fear that the fight or the whole event, I should say, would get canceled?
I mean, it crossed my mind, but I kind of was confident that it was still gonna to go on just because they'd taken so many steps. But I would definitely say the vibe of just everybody really changed. I feel like everyone who was kind of like everyone took it serious, but everyone was kind of like, oh, whatever, I can, like not wear my mask if I'm just like walking to go, get some ice or something. But like that next morning, like everybody was like on edge, mask on, like stepping away, like extra like strict on the guidelines.
And then what about on fight night? Because what I understand was you guys were kind of like in holding rooms, and then they brought you out to the arena once the two people in the locker room went out to the arena, and then they kind of kept this whole sort of like conveyor belt of fighters coming from the hotel to the arena back to the hotel. What was that like for you? Because usually you get 2 to 3 hours at the arena mentally to get ready, physically to get ready. Now is more like 90 minutes or so, from what I understand. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just went early to because we had our hotel like private workout room for the whole event, for the whole time. So, they told you if you wanted to go early and just really get your workout in and your stretching in, just go early to that. It was, simple as that. I just went early, got my warm up in, and then went to the arena. And yeah, like you get in there and someone's getting ready to go out. They go out, they clean their mat, then switch. It's definitely like a little bit different, but I mean, like for me, I feel like if you're so focused like on the fight, like you're just there to do your job, and you're just not like really too worried about that stuff.
So I found the fight to be fascinating, especially after watching the first round. It seemed like you were obviously trying to close the distance, and she was doing a good job of keeping you at bay with her
Social
striking. With it,
distancing.
yes, yes, maybe that's what it was. But then you made adjustments in the second and third, and I thought you won 29-28. But then we get to the judges' scorecards, and we have one judge who has a 30-27 for you, and then another who has a 30-27 for her. What were you thinking? Like, I know that's we're talking about seconds here, but when you hear those kinds of scorecards, were you nervous that you didn't in fact win the fight?
I was. I freaked out. Like, I mean, a friend of mine sent me a Zoom of my face, and I'm just like, oh my God, like what is going on right now? Because I had actually been in a similar situation many years ago, like 8 years ago, when like one card was 30-27 in Florida, one card was 30-27 the other way. And it's always scary in those type of situations because you never know what that third judge is thinking. And I definitely thought I had secured the win. Like I was confident that I did. And especially if I heard a 30-27, like for sure I knew like hands down I won at least one round. So I was like, oh, that's all me. So it definitely freaked me out.
Is there a chance that if this fight is happening in front of a sold out crowd in, Portland or Brooklyn or Las Vegas, and I know you credited DC for, his commentary and helping you to adjust your game plan. Is there a chance you don't, if you're fighting in front of people, you don't hear DC and you don't adjust your game plan and you lose that fight?
Um, I felt like my coach gave me pretty good instructions, like between rounds, to make some adjustments too. I'm not going to give all the credit to
Okay.
DC. We definitely like put a lot of work in, and coach was giving me good instructions. But, yeah, I think maybe things would have been like a little different too. You never know how people go based like off the crowd. I actually even spoke with Michelle like the following morning, and she was like, "Yeah, man, like it would have been like fun to just have the crowd like really like pumping us up more." And I think the crowd, like in those moments where there's not so much going on, like they kind of force you to engage a little bit more because it's, they want to see blood, they want to see action.
But that was reminiscent of The Ultimate Fighter as well, right? Just
Yeah,
fighting in
it
front of no
definitely
one?
was. I felt like it was very reminiscent of The Ultimate Fighter, except it was even louder in The Ultimate Fighter because we had like at least our team cheering for
Right.
us.
That's right.
This was just like I hear Joe Rogan like we see the stone cold face of Esparza, and I'm like you're ruining this for me.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I'm trying
so
to be
amazing.
serious right now.
Yeah, yeah. I remember him saying that, and I tweeted about it as well. Like you are so locked in, so you can hear him. Like you can hear him very clearly talking about you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
And I heard DC talking crap about me.
what do you
I
say?
was like, bro, like I got a little bit mad, but like in the end, like, I just kind of took what he was saying about me and I was like, okay, well, as far as needs to do this, I'm like, all right, make that adjustment.
What in particular did he say that stuck with you that made you do those adjustments?
I mean, it was something that my coach was trying to tell me to do too, but he was DC was talking about Carla. I still haven't even seen the fight. He said Carla, like she's either striking or she's going for takedown. She needs to put the two together and like really blend it. So I was like, okay, well, more fakes, and like come in. Yeah.
That is so wild that you guys are able to hear them like that. I wonder if they're going to change. Like, would you advocate for them moving the broadcasters away so that they don't affect the fight? I mean, I guess it worked out for you, but if they keep doing this, if it's going to be like this for the foreseeable future, what do you think makes most sense?
I mean, I think so. I think it would be more fair if they were kind of away. And I think they're so used to speaking in front of like a loud, crazy loud audience that they're just very, like project their voice really well.
Right.
So, and who knows what they're saying might be influencing the judges too. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's why, like,
That's a good point.
because, a couple people said they were, like really like saying positive things about Waterson, and like, who knows, maybe that affected what the judges were thinking. One of the judges was thinking as well. Who knows?
I didn't think of that because the judges are right next to them as well, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if the judges should be wearing like noise cancellation headphones or
And then they
something like
can't
that.
hear
Yeah,
the
that's true.
click.
That's true, but I mean, you're right. They can very well, sway a fight. Broadcasters have been accused in the past of maybe being biased towards one guy or the other, but usually the judges can't hear them. Now you can be biased and you can sway the judges. That's very dangerous. So that's a great point. I didn't think of
Yeah.
that. Wow. I'm curious to see what they do on Wednesday and then on Saturday because they're going to be back this Wednesday as well.
Yeah,
By
we
the way,
were kind of like the guinea pigs. I
yeah,
feel
that's
like
right.
there's
Maybe some modifications to come. What are you thinking, or what kind of state? What's going through your mind when they are announcing you, like when Bruce is announcing you or something? Because you do have a Fedor-like stare. You're just kind of. It's great. It's riveting to watch. But what exactly is going on internally?
I love that comparison because It's Fedor.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I like try to block out everything. It's just like I'm just thinking about like, all right, like clear my mind. Just it's almost time to go to work, and it's just like I had already been like kind of visualizing like what I wanted to do beforehand. So it's just like okay, focus, focus, focus. Let's go. Like it's kind of just I just tune everything out, kind of.
So now you get this victory, and I'm assuming you thought you won round 2 and 3, right?
I thought the takedown, I honestly thought I won all the rounds. I thought the
Okay.
takedown in the first round secured the round for me.
Okay, fair enough. So, but in your mind, you felt good about the victory. It was solid. It was dominant. It was one sided. If you thought you won all 3 rounds, and now you're on this
Yeah.
winning streak. How's the confidence feeling? Do you feel like you're fighting the best you've ever fought, or you're not quite there yet?
Um, I mean, I definitely like I said, I wish there were a lot more. I wish I could have imposed my will a little bit more and done more things that I had, practiced for and things that I was excited to like to display to the world, But I still feel good about my win. I feel like and instead of just doing enough to win, I wish I would have, dominated and been able to do more. But like I definitely feel like I'm not fighting easy girls. I'm fighting top 10 girls. So I'm in a good place.
Your lone finish in the UFC came in your debut when you won the belt against Rose Namajunas. Are you chasing that finish? Like, do you feel like you need a finish to get people excited about you? Is that something that you think about?
Definitely. I've actually been focusing on that like the last year or so, just really trying to go for the kill a little bit more. Unfortunately, it hasn't come to fruition yet in my fights, but like I'm just constantly trying to work towards that. Like whether it's on the feet, like I feel like I do have the power in my hands to like I've dropped, like a couple people. I dropped Claudia, and I'd love to fight her again. And just however, like I just really want to secure those finishes on people.
That seems to be the name that you bring up a lot. Like, if you had your way, if someone asked you, "Who you picking? Who do you wanna fight next?" It seems like it's Claudia Gadelha.
Yeah, definitely. I was told that Claudia recently called me out a couple weeks ago. So I'm like, oh, like you want to fight me? That's perfect because I've been wanting to fight you since our last controversial split decision. So like, if you're game, I'm game. Let's get this going.
Well, she's fighting, of course, on Saturday against Angela Hill. So one would imagine if she wins that fight, it would make a lot more sense. But I also remember after that fight, you were very frustrated because you thought that she was greasing in the fight, right? Or she did grease prior to the fight. And so it
Yeah,
seems like it's more than you just trying to right the wrong of the loss. Like, it's a little bit personal between you and her.
I would definitely say it's personal. I mean, we've had a long history of, like three failed attempts for the fights not happening because of her injuries and weight cut issues. And it's just like finally when the fight happened, like I felt, like you said, I felt like the greasing situation. And aside from that, I felt that I had, secured a win. So I definitely want to like just go there for real and win it in the eyes of the judges and for everybody and get my hand raised against her.
Yeah, for some of the newer fans, I would say that Carla Esparza versus Claudia Gadelha is sort of the female version of Khabib and Tony. Because when you guys were in Invicta, there were so many times that we thought we were going to get this fight, number one versus number two, and it didn't happen for the reasons you mentioned, and then in the UFC as well. And so there's something there. Of course, you did have a fight unlike those two guys, but yes, I would love to see that. And if she loses to Angela, would you still be interested in fighting her, or does it lose a little bit of its luster if she loses to Angela?
Man, I mean, I would love to say that, it wouldn't, but of course it would lose some of its appeal. It's just like saying that the Khabib fight and the Ferguson fight didn't lose appeal because of what happened, this past Saturday. Like, but I mean, Angela Hill's a good fighter, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I definitely want that fight, no matter what.
If travel restrictions and everything going on in this world wasn't an issue, what would you like to see them do for Zhang next? Do you think they should run it back with Joanna? Do you think she should fight Rose or someone else? What do you think they should do?
Oh man. Um, I don't think anybody would be mad at a Joanna round two. That
Right.
was a great fight to watch for everybody. But there's constantly like just new blood in this division. This division's so deep and constantly getting mixed around. Like a couple years ago, we didn't know who she was, and then she burst on the scene and she's finishing people and just dominating. So but yeah, that Joanna fight round 2 would definitely be fun to watch.
How far away do you think you are from that conversation again?
I would definitely say like I'm in the talks. I would say like another solid win against someone in the top 5 would put me right there.
How's the cookie?
Especially like we said, like talking about finishing, just
Right.
another win that like really just showed that like a nice finish. I think would really put me there.
To get people excited and hyped on you and all that stuff. By the way, how's
Yeah.
the cookie scene in Jacksonville? Anything of note?
It's hard because everything's closed pretty much, and
Yeah.
I honestly didn't leave the hotel once.
Wow.
So yeah, I was just, for me, that's like my job's on the line. So I'm doing everything to stay safe and make sure that I don't get sick.
So no celebratory cookies at all, even back home?
Well, I didn't say that
Okay.
now. Yeah, I've had a cake. One of my best friends brought me a box of cookies, so
Nice.
I'm definitely on my way. And I went and I got a bunch of Easter candies and stuff, so I'm gonna bust those out.
I like it. And by the way, your team, everyone, obviously you guys got tested multiple times. Everyone's okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone was good to go. No antibodies even, like nobody's even been exposed. So I
Wow.
think in California it's not as much of an issue as it is like on the East Coast in New York and stuff. So yeah.
All right. So all in all, a great weekend for you. Congratulations on the win. It was a fun one. I thought the chess match was a lot of fun to watch, and I love that afterwards you credited DC for the minor adjustment. And I don't want to give him all the credit. I know your coaching staff is phenomenal, and I don't want to take anything away from them. But you were the first one to bring it up, and it kind of became a funny theme throughout the night. So kudos to you for bringing that up.
Cool. Thanks so much. And thanks, DC.
Thanks, Carla. All the best, and looking forward to the next one.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.